Good afternoon and welcome on this beautiful day in southern Arizona or wherever you are. We're going to have near record high temperatures for the next few days, so this is my kind of winter. So let's get started talking about the wrong number scan on Go for Lunch for December 17th, 2024. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and this is brought to you by GoFor Technology, where we make your technology work for you. Today is Pan American Aviation Day. So this is a day to honor all the men and women that make everything happen in the aviation industry. And coincidentally, it's also Wright Brothers Day. So there's Orville and Wilbur and some other guy making the historic first flight by mankind. So lots to do with aviation today. So wrong number scam. What is it? How does it work? Well, it starts off with a text where one person is talking to another person, but neither of those people are you. So you, being the nice person that you are, politely tell them that they have the wrong number. Then they compliment you on your kindness, and then they strike up a conversation. So here is an example of one that happened to me about 2 weeks ago. So here's the hook. Hi, Coach Amy. I am Mina. A new member here. I would like to know how to arrange the time for my horse riding class next week. So I say, hi, Mina, you have the wrong number. Please recheck for the correct number. She replies, are you kidding me or are you serious? This is the business card you gave me. Seriously, I am not a horse trainer. Actually, I was a horse trainer for a short time. So she says, whoops, I'm sorry. I checked my business card and realized that I'd entered the wrong number. I don't know how to handle this awkward situation. I hope this didn't ruin your day. And I said, no problemo. So here we go. Thank you. You're such a nice gentleman, and you're so warm. It was a pleasure to talk. If you were in California, I'd buy you a cup of coffee to thank you. I was only in America for a short time, and it's so big that I could never figure out the area code. Are you from Los Angeles too? And then I say, nice to talk to you too. At the moment, I'm in Puerto Peñasco, Mexico. So she goes on to say, you are awesome. I would be happy if I lived by the sea too. I am a travel enthusiast, often traveling for various cities to discover more beautiful scenery and food. So remember that phrase, travel enthusiast. So she asked me my name. I gave her my Mexican name, Rogelio. And she says, I'm special. I hope you come to LA in the future. I will buy you a cup of coffee. I am curious about you, so I want to exchange photos with you and make sure we know who we are talking to. So this supposedly is Mina, and we'll talk about more about the supposedly part here in a minute. So I told her what I did, and then she formally introduces herself. She came to the United States from Singapore 9 months ago to work. I am a businessman and a fashion designer. In my spare time, I will invest in some Bitcoin as my passive side income. I am 33 years old, this year single, unmarried. So in my research, this wrong number scam many times leads to a Bitcoin scam. So we'll see more about that in a minute too. So then this was, I think, the next day. Good morning. Hope you had a nice Thursday. Well, as this was 6:51 in the evening. I was traveling that day, and I said, by the way, it's Wednesday, which she kind of blew off, said, that's okay. Glad you replied. And then she wanted to change the number that we were communicating on. So we were on iMessage, and then she wanted to go to WhatsApp or Facebook. So I gave her my WhatsApp number. And then I didn't reply to her for a day or so, and she sent me these two memes. This one was a little video of this kid in the white shirt punching the kid in the blue shirt. And then this was a GIF of the bear that was pounding this rabbit back and forth on the ground. So she was vexed that I had not responded to her, and that was her way of telling me. So we have common interests like travel, and then I don't understand why she said don't know English. That may have been a chat bot doing that. So for fun, I sent her this meandering message about the interesting adventure I had trying to get home that night. And then she, again, or the chatbot is confused. Your thoughts are too jumping when chatting with you. I can't catch up with you. So here's Bitcoin mention number 2. And you are awesome. How many years have you persisted? So that's a kind of an interesting phrase. And then she also practiced diversified work, which can bring security to my life and, well, increasing my personal income. So this was kind of interesting. She sent me a short video of her stirring, or somebody stirring, this pot of like a stew. So that was an interesting little touch. And then, more interesting, she tried to video call me on WhatsApp, and it lasted for 44 seconds. Her audio was very low, and I couldn't understand her. So then she said that they were going to chat. And then she said that she was going Christmas shopping. And then she said, no, I got back under the covers when I woke up today because the temperature dropped too much. So I slept for an extra hour. Hi, Stanley and Susan. So then we had another one. So a couple days later, I get this text from Belia Designer. So here's the hook. Hey, Jack, I'm Lydia's friend, Belia. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry, I forgot my coat in your office. Can you give it to Lydia tomorrow? So here, Mr. Nice Guy says, Belia, this is not Jack's number. Please double check and try again. She says, oh, I am sorry. I just checked the number. I accidentally entered the wrong number and mixed up the numbers. I hope it didn't disturb your good mood today. No problemo. Have a nice day. Thank you. You are kind. Nice to meet you by accidentally. The pleasure is mine. What do you design? Our company undertakes the design of all clothing brands. And she asked me, what do you do for a living? And I told her I couldn't talk. I had an appointment. And then she told me, asked me how old I am, and she's 37. So I told her I was much older than she was, and she says age is just a number. And the other girl said the same thing, so there's another similarity there. What matters is your attitude towards life, and older people are full of wisdom and knowledge. I like to chat with you. So she's introducing herself and says, we can be friend? So she says, I think your demeanor is friendly and kind. Thanks for showing your picture, where you're from. So I intentionally said Southern Arizona instead of naming a city. And this sounds like a chat bot. I have been to your place. Arizona is a beautiful city. I like it there. And then she wants to know where I'm from. And then she tells me she's from Shenzhen, China, but she lives in Los Angeles for work. And I'm Asian lady. So I told her I had been to Shenzhen, which is true, and then I told her I had to leave, and she says it's good to know you visited my hometown before, and the current U.S. sanctions against Huawei, which was my host for the trip to Shenzhen, is a company that has very strict sanctions. So then here she wants to switch phone numbers too. So I'm still at a loss as to why they wanted to switch phone numbers. So we switched over to Telegram to continue. So this is another type. It's not really a wrong number scam. It's just you get a text message and all it says is hello. So from two different numbers on two different days. In fact, this morning, about an hour ago, I got another hello from an Asian female. So here's the third one. Hi, John. My name is Nicole, and I just moved to Beverly Hills. Tina asked me to contact you and call you if there are any repairs or questions. So I respond, Hola, Nicole. This is not John's number. Please double check and try again. Take care. Are you kidding? Yes, I'm sure. I'm actually an Apple consultant, and I don't do repairs. So then she says, oh, so sorry. I checked the number, and my assistant sent me the wrong number. I hope I didn't disturb you. No problema. Have a nice evening. Thank you. You're a very friendly person. There were only 2 digits between you and the correct number. People are destined to meet each other. I am Singaporean and currently live in Los Angeles. What city do you live? So I told her Southern Arizona again. And she says she's been to Arizona. It's a very nice city. So again, the chat bot didn't figure that out. And look, she's a travel enthusiast as well. And she likes to travel to discover more beautiful scenery and delicious food, which is pretty much what Mina said. And now, she started out being Nicole. Now she's Emily. And she's 33 years old. So before we get to that, let's switch over to Safari. And what I did was I did a reverse image search on Mina, and I found on Instagram Angel Tears 776. So she's got lots of pictures here, and there is the one that she sent me right there. So she's traveling around. She plays golf. Here's some travel photos. Here's a golf course with an American flag. This was at Universal, either in California or possibly Florida. Here she looks like she's at the Grand Canyon. And this looks like Bujum Tree. And I think this might be Las Vegas. So anyway, if this is Mina, she definitely is a travel enthusiast, or the probability is that the scammer stole this picture. So I also found the same picture on Threads, but this time it belongs to Amy. So Amy is running around. She's in the gym a lot. And so that's interesting. Now we come to Belia, the designer. So here's the picture she sent me. I searched. Well, it turns out she's from North Carolina, and she is a designer, but not of fashion. She's a designer of display panels, intelligent terminals. I think she's saying that she designs user interfaces, or UIs. So this looks like it is a stolen photograph as well. So I also did a reverse search on the phone numbers. So they're in California. This one, which was the first female, who said she was in Los Angeles, but this is registered in San Francisco, which may not mean anything. But the interesting thing is the provider of this phone number is called Envoy. And this is a voice over IP provider, which means that anybody in the world could choose a number with an area code that they wanted to represent as where they are, even though they're actually not there. And then the second number has the same provider, Envoy. So this has another similarity. So I think this is a scam, and the idea here is that they try to build up a relationship. They try to earn your trust, and this can be a long-term situation where they keep talking to you, building that trust, building that relationship, and then they ask you for money. So my research indicated that a lot of these are Bitcoin scams, and they don't rush into it. They take their time, build a relationship, and then they ask you for money. Or if it's not about Bitcoin, they're going to ask you money for an emergency trip, for a relative that was ill, or they need money for an operation that's not covered by their insurance. So they play the long game and try to suck you in and then ask you for money. So that's the wrong number scam. Another scam that you may have seen already is you get a text saying that your carrier, be it the United States Postal Service, United Parcel Service, or FedEx or Amazon, can't deliver your package because something's wrong with the address, and they want you to click this link, and then they're going to probably try to steal your personal information. So be aware of that. Make sure your friends and family, especially older relatives, are aware of this so they don't fall for this. So in my research on this topic, I found lots of warnings from the FBI, the Better Business Bureau, the American Association of Retired People, and many other websites were warning of this. So the bottom line is block these numbers and don't engage. So do as I say, not as I have demonstrated that I did today, so you don't get caught. So while we're talking about scams, let's just highlight a couple others that you should, let family members know about. Shopping scams, of course, are going to be real prevalent this time of year. So when you see a deal that looks like it's too good to be true, it probably is. So pass that up. Only deal with merchants that you know and trust. Another interesting scam is a funeral scam. There's somebody in India that actually does an entire fake funeral, being very vague, and they charge people to attend the live stream of that funeral, which you think is for someone you know, but in fact, it's not. Another one that you've probably seen is you get a message from PayPal or Amazon or some other merchant that says, you have a $300, $400 charge. If you don't agree with this, click this link. Of course, you do not want to click the link because it's completely fraudulent. And then there's also been an uptick in getting phone calls or text messages from a relative, like it's your grandson who's been arrested, needs bail money, or is in the hospital and needs money to pay a medical bill. And now they're even using fake voices where they impersonate the person's voice. So we've talked about that before, talked about the idea of having a safe word. So when you get this number, you can ask for the safe word, and your family member will know it. And if they don't say it, then you know it's a scam. Of course, the other thing to do is just to call your family member directly and verify that they're in fact okay. So that brings us to questions. So if you haven't already, please type the questions in down below, and we will get to those in just a second. Zoom Workplace is updated to 6.2 2.11. So make sure and get that done. And please share the GoFor Gazette with anybody you know that uses Apple devices. And again, share this YouTube video with people in your family so that they can be educated as to what's going on. Tonight is the Tucson Macintosh Users Group, and if you'd like to join us, we're going to have a great presentation, and the Zoom link for that is in the GoFor Gazette. So let's see what you have to say. Looks like some of you have been very active, so let's get the comments over here. So, okay, so this is a great question. Oops, I did not switch back to Keynote. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, Susan asks a good question here. How did the person know you are a male early on? They found my phone number somewhere online with my name, so they figured Roger is a male. Chris says there was a story on the podcast The World recently about a scam village, 36 buildings, hundreds of people, healthcare, where they kidnap travelers and force them to be scammers. Now that's interesting. I hadn't heard about that. And Chris says estimates worldwide of people doing scamming is staggering. It's a huge third world thing. Last year, 50 billion was lost to scamming. So beware, $50 billion. Yes, I've seen that figure. 50 billion with a B. And Bob says, you're very good at this, Roger. When this happens to me, I'll give them your phone number. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I could be a scammer. And so one of them did change their names. But I didn't notice that they changed their gender. So I didn't catch that. So anyway, again, this is unfortunately very prevalent. I don't like to talk about this, but it's a fact of life, and I want you to be forewarned, therefore forearmed. And again, it's very important to let people in your circle of family and friends know about these, the people that are less technically inclined than you are, so that they don't get taken in. There are countless stories so these can also become romance scams. So that's part of building the trust before they try to get money out of you. So especially anybody you know that's maybe lives alone, is lonely, and would just like to talk to somebody, let them know that this is out there. So thank you for the one thumbs up. Let's make that more than one, which would be nice and helps YouTube show this to other people. So thank you for participating today, and I appreciate all your comments. And also let me speak to operating system updates. I just heard today that the beta of iOS 18.3 has just been released to developers. And Sonoma 15.3 is also in beta. So again, we were predicting that those .3 updates would be available in January. So it does appear that we're right on schedule. It might even happen before the end of December. We don't know. So we're going to be testing that out. I am testing out 18.2, which accidentally got updated on my phone. And so far I haven't found anything significant, but I keep checking the internet. So we might even recommend going to 18.2 if you want to play with some of the new Apple Intelligence features that they are rolling out. So stay tuned on that. And if you have any other questions or thoughts after we finish here, my contact information is coming up. So enjoy the beautiful weather this week, and we'll see you next Tuesday at high noon for another Go for Lunch.